and stuff like that. And so I said that I asked her if she would date a fat guy. No shade to overweight men. The overweight lovers in the house, there's so many women who love y'all. And both of us said, no, he can't be fat, like Biggie Smalls fat or Heavy D fat. It's a no for me, personally. And we all have a right to have our preferences, because I'm not skinny at all. I'm chunky. And listen, I embrace my chunkiness, but I don't want a fat guy. So what I said was he could have a Fuda. Y'all know what a Fuda is, first of all, before we even proceed with this conversation. So I gave my age range was 35 to 75, and that made Liver pass out. Because she was like, what the fuck? 75, sorry, what you going to do with a 75-year-old? Listen, I don't know. He would have to prove a few things up front first, and then we could see. I don't know, but that's my age range, 35 to 75. And I said he could have a Fuda, because I have a Fupa, and he could have a Fuda. Do y'all even know what a Fuda is? Fat upper dick area. Okay, let's just talk grown-up talk. That's what it is. And yes, he could have a Fuda, because I'm fine with a man having a little belly. For real, I got one. Mine ain't even little. My Fupa is a real one. So he could have a Fuda, he could have a belly, but there are limits to acceptable Fudas and Fupas. Like when I talk about my own self and saying, look, I embrace my Fupa. There's even a song out now about men who love Fupas. Listen, I'm here for it, because mine ain't going nowhere. It's here to stay. But I have a limit on what I would allow for my own self for a Fupa. My limit is you cannot, ladies, we can't have it just getting all out of control. We can't just have it hanging down to our thighs and knees. We can't do that now. Come on now, y'all. We can't do that. So I'm mindful that I have a Fupa, but I'm mindful also to don't let it get too far, okay? So men, when I say yes, he could have a belly, there was a guy who approached me yesterday, and that's not the kind of Fuda I'm talking about. I have friends who will be glad to have someone that approached me yesterday with his belly that looks like he's almost 9 months pregnant. I'm not even lying. And I'm trying to say this in a nice way, because I don't want men to have stomachs like that to feel no kind of way, because I still love y'all. I just don't want to date y'all. And I should be okay. It should be okay for me to say that. And you should be okay to say, well, Terry, I don't want to date no woman with a Fupa. And that's fine. That would just mean I'm not her for you. And I'm not in my feelings, because I know what I have. I do have that. And if you want somebody with a flat stomach, you should have her. She's just not me. And we should all be okay with that. We should all be able to identify what we got, what we're offering, what we look like, and be real with ourselves. Like I say, I'm chunky. I haven't been skinny since 5th grade. That's just the truth. But I'm okay with it. I'm okay with my chunkiness. I'm still sexy and all of the things. And I can say that. But the guy who approached me yesterday with the belly that was like 8, 9 months, he was just like, I heard your video. You was like, yeah, he can have a Fuda. I'm like, sir, I'm glad you follow me and you listen to me what I say on my videos, and I said that he can have a Fuda, but this is not what I'm talking about. I didn't say this to him, but this is what I wanted to say. This is not it. I can refer you to 2 of my friends who said they don't want no man if he don't have a real big stomach. I have 2 friends that said if the man don't have a real big stomach, they don't want him, because they said the real big stomach men up underneath that stomach thing, they do some things. Listen, I'm not trying to find out. I'm just not. I don't want no stomach that looks like it's pregnant. That's just not my thing. It's not going to work for me. So I let him down gently last night, but I just wanted to be clear of what I meant when I said, guys, you can have a Fuda, you can have a belly, because I got one. But it just can't be the kind that looks like it's pregnant. Like I don't know, a good gauge would be if your stomach hang down more than you do. I don't know. That's not the kind of food I'm talking about. But there's somebody for everybody. Because I'm not for everybody. And I know that. Where am I going? Oh, I'm not for everybody, and I know that. I know that a lot of guys are into women who are really fit and stuff. I'm not that. And I'm aware of it. And I'm just not that. And if we were all more honest with ourselves and honest with others, the world would be a better place. So I'm just honest about what it is that is going to work for me and what's not going to work for me. And I remember this happened to me before, a long time ago when I was probably in my late 20s. This is after I had my two daughters. So after I had my two daughters, I was thicker than I am now, to be honest. I was thick. I was like a 14, size 14 women. And I had just had two daughters, two babies, and I had two C-sections, so I was justifying my size 14 thickness back then. And I liked this guy. And he said to me, I really like you, but you're too thick for me. He said, I really want a thin woman. And it did not hurt my feelings at all. I was just like, I wasn't mad at him. I was just like, oh, I respect that. And I hope you get the best thin woman you can find. He spent the block a few years later. I was still thick, but you can't spend the block on me. We still cool to this day. We still laugh about it to this day. I wasn't skinny then, and I'm not skinny now. So if that's what you're looking for, you got to keep going to somebody else. But what I am is a lot of good things come up under this chunkiness. Come with the chunkiness, okay? All right? All right, y'all. Well, happy Monday. I got a lot of